What's up, investors? It's the Russian. Yep. Let's get straight to the point and talk about some ridiculous Russian propaganda. Oh, okay. Boy, oh boy, today we have a very good one. Because right here we can see a video of a backpack which has this LED lights and pretty much a monitor inside, which is literally transmitting, broadcasting Putin to people looking at this backpack. So the girl is walking around school and it's like, look at this is my president, he's the best one, the best country in the world, all this kind of stuff. The question here is, can you please tell me we are living in the 1984 society without telling me we're living in the 1984 society? Things like this is, I would say, the best confirmation ever. And by the way, guys, I have a surprise for you. For the second time probably in the history of the Russian Dude channel, I'm removing my iconic yellow hoodie to show you what's inside. And well, there you have it, brand new The Russian Dude merch of a superior quality. We finally found such a good supplier, you have no idea how soft this t-shirt is, and the print quality is absolutely incredible. We have it in different colors, for example navy, white, we have new hats, the one which I'm personally now wearing myself every single day, and there are even some presents for your little ones like this, for example onesies. We also have brand new The Russian Dude hoodies with the zipper, because this was one of the biggest requests from you guys to add to the store. Guys, I designed it all by myself, I love it so much, and in the celebration of the birth of my daughter, we're giving you a promotion if you use code DADA50, although until Monday, April 29th, 11:59 PM Eastern Standard Time, and you buy this t-shirt, the clothes for kids, toddlers, infants, or 1, 2, 3-year-olds will be 50% off. Guys, I hope you enjoyed. The best way to support the channel, because YouTube is not paying me right now that much. Once again, all the useful links down below. Thank you so much, and now let's continue. But okay, as always, it is time to get serious, and first of all, let's talk about this document which only recently appeared online, which is reportedly the first peace agreement potential between Russia and Ukraine, which, if it could have been signed, could have ended war long time ago. Then I'm gonna talk about attacks against the heart of Moscow and victory parade preparations, and ultimately Ukrainians completely changing their military strategy in using tanks. And so yes, to begin with, let's first of all discuss this extremely important document which allegedly was in secrecy until recently, and is basically a potential peace negotiations, peace offer for both Russia and Ukraine. So, in order to sign it, this is what countries should have been agreeing to. Ukraine should not be joining any military alliances, such as obviously NATO. Ukraine should not be producing or receiving nuclear weapons, and Ukraine should not allow the position of Western troops on its own territory and not allow them to use its military infrastructure, such as, for example, airfields. And in response to that, Russia will guarantee that they will not attack Ukraine, and in case they do, they will have absolutely no problem that there will be countries' guarantors which come to Ukraine's rescue. And the existing territories which are occupied right now by Russia are far bigger than the ones in that agreement, because Russia was only asking to keep Crimea, Sevastopol, and just parts of Lugansk and Donetsk region. And on the one hand, this might sound like okay deal for Ukrainians, because the first and foremost most important thing is to save hundreds of thousands of lives. But at the same time, guys, you already know about this, it is extremely hard to trust Putin, who tells you that okay, Ukrainians signed this deal and then Russians will not attack them someday in the future, breaking all the possible agreements. For this reason, I do understand why this agreement was not signed in the past, but guys, I'm also interested, I'm also very curious to see what you guys think, so please let us know down below in the comments what's your opinion about this potential peace deal. Now let's briefly talk about the events which are happening around Russia and inside its capital, Moscow, because there are some significant ones, and then about the change in Ukraine strategy. And so yeah, first of all, in Finland, another NATO military training started, and Finland is the country already a part of NATO, which is literally bordering next to Russia, so Putin has something what he never wanted in the first place. NATO alliance, literally practicing several hundred kilometers away from its border. And then reportedly, according to Ukrainians, they were able to destroy an artillery firing position of Russians in Obukhovka-Kursk region. This is on the territory of Russia. But one of the most important events is that the defense intelligence of Ukraine confirmed the destruction of Russian Ka-32 helicopter in the capital of Russia, in Moscow, almost literally in the heart of this city. So as you can see, Putin literally cannot not only protect his borders, but cannot even protect his own capital. This helicopter was reportedly used in logistical search and rescue operations, but it does not change the fact that Ukrainians can strike the capital of Russia, and as you can see, they can do it quite successfully. And another thing from Moscow is that they started the preparations for the victory parade, which will happen on May 9th. There will be some limitations and the parade will not be as big as last year's, simply because a lot of military vehicles and soldiers are in Ukraine. Not too many of them return. So for this reason, doesn't matter what happened, traditionally I will do a live stream. So guys, if you do want to see me commenting on the Russian victory parade, this once again will happen on May 9th. Please subscribe to my channel and like this video not to miss it. Last time we were able to get more than 10,000 people watching at the same time, which was the biggest broadcast even in comparison to other medias like CNN, CNBC, Guardian and so on. We had the biggest live stream last year. Let's repeat it once again. Also, please do not forget about my second channel, The Russian Dude Clips, where in my next video I will be talking about huge problems once again on the US economy. Inflation is once again going up, the optimism of investors is literally evaporating, and the Bitcoin instability started to rapidly grow. As always, the link to my second channel is, guys, down below. Right, and now let's briefly talk about how Ukrainians were able to adapt their military strategy to current realities, and then I'm gonna give you an update from the south and the east of Ukraine. And so, specifically, which kind of strategy we're talking about is that Ukrainians decided not to use that extensively American Abrams tanks literally next to the front lines. Because right now Russians intensify their attacks because Ukrainian military support from America is coming literally any day now. So Russians, they still have this window of opportunity which literally closes with every single passing hour. They want to inflict maximum damage before this support arrives, and Ukrainians right now decide to play it extremely safe. Everything they're trying to do right now is to keep the existing front lines, not letting Russians to advance, and trying to save as many personnel and military vehicles as possible. Because as soon as this support arrives, this will be the time for Ukrainian counteroffensive, and they want to have as many military units as possible to make the chances of success of this offensive as big as possible. And ultimately, guys, let me give you a very brief update from the south and the east of Ukraine, because unfortunately, no matter how much Ukrainians are trying to save their equipment, they still do lose it. And normally I would make this chapter Patreon exclusive, but just once again to celebrate the launch of the new merch and my daughter's birthday, it will be right now here on YouTube in full. But still, guys, sorry for censoring the upcoming footage, so YouTube does not simply strike my video and give even more limitations on my channel. I hope for your understanding. Fully uncensored episode of The Russian Dude, as always, will be available on my Patreon, along with some additional discount codes for the merch. The link to my Patreon, guys, is down below. And so yeah, first of all, in the Black Sea area, 2 Russian submarines were spotted, which increases the chances of the missile attacks against Ukraine, which unfortunately is what's been happening for the last several days. Then we have this video of Ukrainian Su-25s attacking the positions of Russians in Dnipropetrovsk, Zaporozhye region. Besides that, Russians still try to regain the control of the southern part of Kherson region to the south of Dnipro river, so they try to push Ukrainians out of Krinky, but Ukrainians simply do not allow them to do it. And if you remember from some of my previous videos, it looks like that Russians found a perfect new defense for the tanks. They pretty much turned them into turtles by putting literal just aluminum metallic roofs over them. trying to protect them from drones. Well, they continued to use it in Krasnohorivka, as you can see, with some kind of partial success. Next we have a video from Crimean forests, where we can see Brazilian mercenaries fighting on the side of Ukraine. And according to the representative of Ukrainian military Nazar Voloshin, right now Russians are trying to tactically encircle Chasiv Yar by advancing both from Bogdanivka and Ivanovsky. If you guys remember, this Chasiv Yar is the next major settlement on the Russian way. They even want to capture it before May 9th. So once again, right now Ukrainians are able to repel these attacks, but they need to be extremely careful to avoid the encirclement. And speaking about Ivanovsky, Ukrainians were able to destroy an advancing group of Russians using artillery. And just in total over the last 24 hours, Ukrainians were able to repel at least 10 attempts by Russians in Belohirivka, Spirny, Vyimka and Ivanovsky. But unfortunately, earlier last month, Russians were able to destroy one of Ukrainian HIMARSes. And besides that, ultra rare so far for Ukrainians, Patriot air defense system unfortunately also was destroyed by Russians near Pokrovsk. We do have unfortunately visual confirmation. At least this part of the door shows us that yes, this used to be a Patriot system. Ukrainians are expecting way more of them coming in the near future, but still losing one of them hurts a lot. And so yeah guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if this was informative. Don't forget about our brand new merch which you can buy right now. And don't forget about the discount code which is only valid until Monday. If you want to see early access, fully uncensored Russian Dude episodes, they are on my Patreon. And don't forget about our second channel, Russian Dude Investing. All the useful links are down below. Thanks so much for watching and see you on Tuesday.